Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from Hasbro in their G.I. Joe Classified Series line, we are featuring Edward Torpedo Lealoha. Alright, so I love the box art. I love the Easter egg with the crazy monsters from the cartoon. I think that's kind of a neat thing. It's like if you know, you know. Torpedo, he's an odd character because as a kid, I remember liking him a lot just because I grew up in the 80s and I was kind of fascinated with like scuba diving and sea exploration. I used to watch a lot of PBS and Jacques Cousteau, and I always thought it was kind of neat. But the weird thing is with some of the specialist Joe characters, like Alpine, Snow Job, and Torpedo, is that their purpose is very specific to like certain areas of terrain or biomes. And as cool as I thought he was, I always kind of felt like he'd be out of place. If the Joes had some sort of mission in the city, guys like Snow Job or Torpedo, they wouldn't really serve much of a purpose. It's kind of like how everyone jokes around about Aquaman since his powers are sea-based, and the JLA, half the time they're either fighting in space or like in a desert or something. But it's a great figure nonetheless. He stands in at a solid 6 inches. Comes with all of his scuba accessories, harpoon gun, knife. And the design is very true to the original toy. So if you're a fan of Torpedo as a kid, chances are you'll be all over this figure. It looks great. It's a nice interpretation of the OG design without any crazy embellishments like we saw in the early waves of the Classified series. Okay, so Torpedo comes in the decorative coffin tray with the character artwork in the back in grayscale. The first thing I noticed was how awesome his face is sculpted. It looks really nice. That's really cool. Alright, so let's take a look at the figure up close. But first... Alright, yeah. Alright, so the head sculpt, like I said, is beautiful. Really well done. The facial expression is kind of this very muted and solemn. But the sculpting is very clean. He has very prominent cheek lines, nicely sculpted lips. The flesh tone is a nice shade. His head wrap is really nicely done. Again, it maintains the original color scheme of the original figure from the 80s, with the gray, the black, and the slight little highlights of red. He has some holsters and pouches. Yeah, very solid looking figure. As for the accessories, here's his gun, and then attach that. He has his 2 flippers, and they're not identical. One's keyed for the right, one's keyed for the left. Let's do that now. It's kind of cool too because they slotted a hole here for the foot peg, so if you have a display stand, it's kind of convenient. It'll go straight through it. But chances are, if you have the flippers on, you wouldn't need a display base because this guy isn't going to tip over. That's a huge footprint. Here's his backpack for his scuba gear. It's cool too because you can attach the hoses onto the top. They plug in a harpoon gun. It's kind of nice how they broke it up with some color, you know, towards the end and in the front. And then here's his little knife. And then there's a sheath for that over here, so you can store it onto the body of his figure. And let's get this on, attaches to the back. And then so this is one of those weird things. I'm always so paranoid about some of these like mask accessories because the straps are so thin. I almost kind of feel like if you're not careful, you're gonna accidentally snap them. But this one looks like they provided enough slack, so it's not that it's loose fitting, but you don't have to like pry it on there. It's not like the Mutt G.I. Joe classified figure with the muzzle. I kind of had a hard time trying to put the muzzle on his face. It was just too tight. But this one's nice. It just comes off really easily. Yeah, so there's Torpedo. Excellent figure. If you're like into scuba diving or have friends who are into scuba diving, even if they're not into collecting toys, this would make a great gift just because it's a scuba diver. It's not like we get too many scuba diver action figures. But yeah, this is cool. It's like the complete package. It just looks, it's such an awesome figure. And then you can even store the harpoon gun on the bottom, I believe. Like that. It clips in. So yeah, great figure overall. It's a nice base body too. So if you're like a customizer, I think this buck, it's kind of bare bones. So you can easily use this for any sort of wacky custom you want to do, whether from Marvel Legends or make another Joe character. The articulation's decent. You know, it's what we come to expect from the classified series. Everything on this figure seems to move really well also. Nice ab crunch. It's kind of odd. This figure feels like very close to like a Marvel Legends figure, just because of the nature of his costume. You know, it's just like a bodysuit. And just for a size comparison, here he is next to the Marvel Legends X-Men Vulcan. Slightly shorter. I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought it'd be a little bit around the same height as this guy. Because some of the G.I. Joe Classified Series figures are super tall, like Gung Ho and like Roadblock. But then this guy's is kind of short, unless they're just trying to scale it down to like, you know, what his actual like real height is in the like his bio and stuff. Overall, excellent action figure. You get a number of fun accessories, and like I said, if you're a fan of the original figure, this does not disappoint at all. It's very true to the it's very true and faithful to like the original figure. All right, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.